I'm Chris Watson. I'll follow on quite well with some of the things that Ben and, is it Richard, sorry, yeah. just mentioned. So mine's about the location media, and it's interesting because mine's about augmented reality. So I've developed a little iOS app which is still in testing, but it, like you saw in the little picture that was in the bottom left corner, you'll be able to hold your device up and where your bearings, such as due north, due east, will show you information within that direction. So forgive if I've thrown too much theory into here, but I'll make the PDF available if you want to read it. But we do a lot of things relying on the digital technology used in your smartphones and iPads and these little mini notepads, laptops that I need to get into because that weighs a ton. My big laptop up there weighs a ton. But so we do run as a world from quite a lot of digital technology. And so I think even Neocartography, like as we mentioned, is the digital world. And so this is from Hyperreal. I like this idea of the dromospheric, where it describes it as a perceptual depth of field has been shortened. So it brings things closer to you. So you might be an hour away from, I'm not sure my bearings, but the British Library, because I went there earlier. You might be an hour away from, but it feels a lot closer because you can just see it on your device. And so there are times of frustration and stress when you wanted to navigate, so using location media like a sat nav almost, but it's augmented reality. So you see, as I say, the orientation. Not knowing where you are and where you are going, it can cause frustration. And okay, I've been using the traditional paper map, but you still take a bit of time to guess how far things are away from you and how long it takes. So I want to propose that if you use this augmented reality, which is kind of hyper reality, the terms interchange quite well with the theory, you can bring things closer to you and you can enjoy the journey better. You'll have more time rather than like continuing going, right, I'm turning left. It'll just narrate to you. You don't have to follow a digital map as such. You'll have found which one you want to go to and you just follow it with it hanging in your pocket. And it just talks to you, and you don't have to worry about the time. You can start to enjoy the environment, the geographic environment of what's there, more than what you would where you're just staring at a digital device trying to find you, or even if you're just staring at the printed map trying to find your directions with the printed map. Because it'll just tell you streets, and you can just keep an eye on the streets. And if you need to, just flick to the paper map every so often. So I developed, I'm one of the geeks, as it were. I'm from a design background, but got attracted to maps, I guess. I find them really interesting. I just visited the Mercator Atlas, very wonderful. I wish I knew the skills of being able to do it myself from scratch. But so I use Google Maps, sorry, OpenStreet. I've been meaning to get into it, but I've not. It's Google Maps, and although I struggle through code, I achieve much of the functionalities I'd like. So this is creativity. I try and map things that are creative. I started in my local area and it's sprung off into reams afar. So it's not very well mapped across the world. New York's got a lot of coverage because it's easy to find where the places are. London, even just walking around today, there's just thousands of little galleries that I didn't know about, which would just make this absolutely packed. But this is interactive, so you could click on these, and I give it this cleaner overlay, this designed overlay, just to try and reduce the amount of data such as streets, just so you can try and focus in on what creative places there is out there in terms of artist studios, galleries, museums, as you can see. So the Little Gems iOS, it's like terms, it doesn't have to worry too much about the terminology, but it's centered on you, and it's egocentric subjectivity. And as I say, you point it in the device, in the direction that you just look around from where you are and you find what places of interest, as POIs, places of interest, are in that area. I'll make the PDF available. Sorry to quickly flick through if you're reading. So yeah, that's a mock-up. I've not really had a chance to actually take a picture of myself testing the app while I do it. But that gives you an idea of how it will work, and so as you move, it'll change. Sorry if I am speeding. I know I've got 8 minutes, so I'll try and keep it quick. And that's like a development mock-up of the screen as you might see it. So you can sort of reduce the data, reduce the statistics, hide information. It's been cleaned up, the interface. This is just one of the development shots that I've got it at. And you can click find out more information, give you journey times, destinations, and just help you navigate to where the location is. Engage with the world better if you've got a destination already in place. I didn't particularly pick Nude magazine, it's just the one that I happened to do a test print screen on. And so I've tried to try and make it a bit easier with the pins, because it's easy with the website to just tell them what certain categories are, but again, you still know wiser with iconographic icons representing subjects, but it gives you a better idea of what these places are that you can find. Once you use this, yeah, I said that you can use other apps. The app builds into other sort of apps that might be on your device, such as Google Navigate, SatNav, just to try and help you narrate to where you go. And I say to try and see the world at the edge of sight. So you might have non-peripheral vision using your app or when you're just looking at the map, but I want to try and free you up to be able to see the rest. I quite like, I haven't got the time to go into depth with it, but I was looking at how you could relate this to sort of the poetic image as Bachelard describes it, rather than being just about what you think and what you know. How do you feel experiencing the journey? That's the development that I need to research further. I'm slow on time. Yeah. So sorry it was lightning. I wish I had as much time, but I hope it was clear and it makes more sense. I kept trying to keep it as quick as possible.
Sorry for interrupting you.
No, that's all right.
You can also. Do you want to add that last slide if you want? I mean, sorry.
We were just summarising hyperreality.
Okay.
So it's like participatory simulation.
All right. Thank you very much. Any questions? Chris? Yes.
Yeah, I was wondering if you've thought of redesigning it for blind people.
I haven't actually. I kind of get transfixed with some projects because it seems to take forever to finish. But it is an option to investigate further. Because as I say, you can have it narrating to you, but still, what other methods could you integrate so that blind people could use it?
One of the limitations might be the compass bearing. In order to get that calibrated, you need to have it held in a particular plane for those that are partially sighted and visually impaired.
It does flip between. So if you're using it to like just do the sort of augmented, see what's in front of you in that direction. If you do just lay flat, it does become like just an open street map. Just because I thought it's helpful to get back to a street map after you've just been looking at.
How do you think your app might change in the next 18 months when Google Goggles or whatever it is finally reaches the mass market?
Yeah, because I've seen I don't know if it was like just an impression, but they had the sort of glasses as well, the augmented glasses. Another competitor, but I call it little gems because although Google has got a lot of data about places, they don't really synthesize through that data really much. It's just everyone just chucks it in and you have to work with it. And I try and synthesize what I had as the data set. I don't just, if there was a gallery where I might have got people telling me it's really poor or I think it's really poor, then I'll probably sort of just not add it. I do try and synthesize to make things, because like I say, just in London there's thousands of galleries. But I try and go for the most obvious big places.